Welcome to Jimmy's Economics. Here's part 3 of everything you need to know about 1.2.3, price, income and cross-elasticities of demand. PED also determines the effects of the imposition of indirect taxes and subsidies. An indirect tax is a tax placed upon producers who pass on the extra cost to consumers. Governments often impose indirect taxes to reduce consumption of goods and services, such as cigarette taxes. Indirect taxes are more effective at reducing consumption when a good or service is PED elastic. This is because when producers pass on the higher cost, consumer demand is more likely to fall. If the good or service is PED inelastic, such as cigarettes, as they are addictive, indirect taxes are less effective. Consumption does not fall by a lot, despite a price rise. But, as a benefit, the government receives more tax revenue. Also, for PED elastic goods and services, the producer will burden most of the higher cost, as when prices rise, demand falls. But, if the good or service is PED inelastic, the consumer burdens the higher cost more, as demand remains similar, but they're now paying a higher cost. A subsidy is a government grant given to producers to lower the costs of production, encouraging higher output and lower prices. Governments give subsidies to increase consumption of goods and services, such as solar panels. Subsidies are more effective at encouraging consumption when a good or service is PED elastic. This is because when producers lower the price of a good or service after receiving a subsidy, demand is likely to increase by a higher proportion. If a good or service is PED inelastic and price falls, demand will increase by a smaller proportion. Therefore, a subsidy is less effective at encouraging consumption when imposed on a good that is PED inelastic. PED also affects the revenue of firms. When PED is more elastic, a fall in price leads to increased revenue and a rise in price leads to decreased revenue. When PED is more inelastic, a fall in price leads to a decreased revenue and a rise in price leads to increased revenue. When PED is unitary elastic, changes in price has no effect on revenue. Check out part 4 for the rest of 1.2.3, price, income and cross-elasticities of demand. Hope that helps. Follow for more.